G'day folks, welcome back to the channel. We have been doing daily videos, you might have noticed. We're just running through the human comedy. So far we've done Autopolis and Maggior. Today we're going to the Deep Forest Raceway. Some of you may remember this one. This is a bit of a challenge. You've got as many laps you can manage to finish first in 60 minutes. In the last one we used the Subaru WRX Group B road car. Let's go to last used. Well, that Subaru WRX there, you can see, just doesn't have the mustard anymore. It can't cut it. I'm not impressed with it. Although, looking at that, it's sat there at 599, and I think we can stretch its legs to 620. But I found a better car. What we're aiming to do, folks, if we just go through the settings and let you know what we've got racing tyres hard. Target is 620 pp. And settings wise, we're just a touch under the 620. So we have racing hard tyres, sports suspension, no changes there. We've left the downforce as is, fully customizable ECU set at 100, so we get the full force. Ballast at 196 with -1 positioning. Power restrictor at 99, so we've got almost all the power available. Fully customizable manual transmission set to 270. Low RPM on the turbocharger. Anti-lag system is fitted and set on weak. Sports silencer, which I think you get as default. Racing brake pads, nothing else. That's your lot. You can't do anything in the auto sensor on this one, nothing at all. So with that being the case, we're going to wait for the game to load up. That took ages. However, there we go. So let's have a look at our competition. What are we racing against? So I've got 37 laps. Alex there's using the WRX GR4. He's got 37 as well. And Iceman in at 38, running the 458 Italia GR4. I don't know how to say that. Sepran. We'll go for it. Lancer Evolution Final GR4. He came in 8th with 36 laps. Well, what I can tell you folks is this setup will win it. I know that. What I don't know is how far it will go. Now I'm going to show you the top 10 stars. But let's not really pay any attention to this because I won't be using the Red Bull X2014. 48 laps. No, not my bag that. Not going to play that game. So we're just going to stick to the friends list. We're going to use realistic road cars. Even though the SR3 is pretty much a race car. And I suppose they are race cars. But we used a rally car on the road and so did Sepran. But hey, we do it our own way. But this is what we're trying to do. Doing it our own way and finding a way to win the race. So settings as normal. We'll go to assist settings. Traction control 1. Default ABS. I will be running the brake balance all the way forward to try and take the pressure off the rear tyres. We will be running as long as we possibly can. The setup, the last time we ran this, the strategy was based on trying to beat that Porsche electric car, the Taycan, that's racing away at the front and just keeps pit stopping every 10 laps. Well, we'll see how we go. We'll see where we get against them. The idea is that we try and go as hard and as long as fast as we can. So let's go for it, folks. Straight into the race. And here we go, folks. So let's just make sure we've got everything set as we go into the race. Brake balance at -5. It's showing 19 laps, so that's not as much as I thought we'd get. Oh, a little bit of nudge from the old Suzuki. It's up to 24 laps, so as we put some laps in, I'm kind of expecting that to stretch its legs a bit 3 wide into this corner and I've drifted it. Whoa! Stunning paint job on that car in front. He's not for waiting around. We'll get past him. Let's get a couple of laps under a belt before I start talking you around it. So that's saying 25 laps. We'll look at that in probably a dozen laps and see where we are. I'm kind of expecting to go a little bit longer on fuel than we do in normal races. Need to brake on the end of the concrete wall here and make our way out to the right so we get a longer turn in. Just got to watch out for being undercut. That Toyota Supra run for his money. See who's got the beans down the hill. Don't know what engine's in this Radical. Doesn't drive like a Honda. Oh, Mr. Sus Willow in front, look. So this little Radical's got a little bit of weight added, and it's got the brake balance all the way to the front. The weight is just shifted just slightly to the front. It takes away a bit of the pendulum you get at the back going through that sharp left right there as you enter this little complex of corners. Mr. Willow, the AI generally don't like this little downhill left here. You can make lots of ground on them there, make lots of passes on this corner. It's an S13. Oh, I see, that's what it is. I forget to look at the little flag as we go past them. That car looks really nice. So Mr. Innestroza in the Porsche Taycan, whatever you want to call it. He's going to go and romp away at the front, the head of this race. And he's going to set the pace. But he's got electric cars, so he's going to have to pit every 10 laps. Because that's how much electric power he's get. He doesn't get any fuel balance, so with his electric he doesn't get a benefit from a weight reduction as you burn the fuel down. He just sets consistent laps, and the only way to get him off his pace is to put cars between you and him. So where he's got a free track, he's going to make ground. And he's 9.64 seconds ahead of us, so in a couple of laps we'll have a look, see where he is, see if we're keeping up with him or gaining on him. Just got to be careful not to burn these tyres too much. And we can't see ahead of us Mr. Breyer at this point. He is, there he is, he's just ahead of us there. Just a little brake lag there to get up the inside of that. Now we need to chase this fella down. Bit of a dive bomb there, folks. Wouldn't do that online racing. That's not fair, that's not nice. He was actually on his intended racing line for the corner. I just eased my brakes and used him as brakes, but there we go. To catch Mr. Breyer. He is going to be our hindrance. As long as he's not slowing us down, I think. I don't know what his pit stop strategy is, but if he's out there in front of us and he's keeping us honest, Mr. Inostra setting lap times of 1:35.028. So really I need to get in the 1:34s to get anywhere near him. Oh no, that's my fastest lap. Holy Chipotle. I misread that one. Jesus. Jesus, I should say. To be that close to the 1:34s now is just, oh, that's insane. So 8.79, we're keeping honest. that must have been using the McLaren as the brakes through that corner. That must have done that. So we just need to keep the toe down here, keep the draft on, see if we can spot a braking point. I know we're not going to get up the inside of this guy, but if he just wanders over a bit, we can spot the braking point. We were going much quicker then because of the draft, but we're good. He didn't get in our way. Where are we then? We're on lap 4. Talking away around these laps without really giving you any pointers, but lap 4 and it's saying 22 laps remaining, so that'll be 4 laps done, so it'll be 26 laps that we can get done. Oh, I've overshot the brakes here. Oh, slidey, gotta catch that. Don't want to wear those tyres. See that right front heated up? Not good. Loss of time. You've got to brake before the 150, and I know that. And I didn't. I was concentrating on chasing the car down in front, and I shouldn't be. I should be running my pace. I know I'm in my fuel window. If he keeps me running hard, he's just going to pit earlier, I think. But we'll see. I only intend to pit once. It was previously a 2-stop strategy. He's just pulled out on us a wee bit, hasn't he? Mr. Inostra is under 10 seconds away, but Mr. Breyer is pulling away. We need to get back honest on him. Brake before the 150. Let's put a good lap in. Come on. Now I know I can hit the high revs and not really worry about going into the over rev because we've got the anti-lag on, so that'll mean we get the next gear very quickly and the boost will be there already because it's a turbocharged car. You can hear it blowing. We're reeling him back in. Oh, Mr. Fernandez now. I believe Mr. Fernandez is in that Skyline. He's put a 1:34.619 in, and he's the car behind us. See if we can get the slipstream off Mr. Breyer here. See if he can tug us over the line. Change up to 6th as we hit this crest. There we go. Oh, an 082 instead of an 028. Got to keep Mr. Fernandez behind us. We can't have him chewing us down. Mr. Nostra's out to 10.32 seconds clear. I neglected to brake that time going into that corner. I left it really late. I just sucked up to the rear of him, but he's pulled away out of that corner. Oh, don't go too wide there. That's a potential penalty. I was on the gas way too early. Mr. Fernandez cooked his goose. He's now dropped back to 6 seconds. And we're making ground on Mr. Inostra, but Mr. Breyer just keeps pulling away, doesn't he? We managed to catch him from our starting position, but he's going again, look. Look at him go, he's just consistently quick. We catch him, up to him, we apply the pressure, he absorbs it and he goes away. No need to brake into this left-hander, we just lift and down to third, touch of the brake, into here, just balance the car through it. I don't know if it's ever worth changing up to third there. It feels like it's worth it, but quick change down to second and we're away again. We catch him back up, don't we? Now we got his slipstream. I don't know if he's playing the fuel game. He's running to a set pattern of fuel per lap, or whether he burns down to a certain amount and then he thinks, oh, we can get to the next marker. I don't know what his mindset is with the fuel, but he's definitely slow, quick, slow, but he's never slow, is he? I think he just reacts to me being there, but I haven't got the juice to get past him. The last lap was a 1:36.7. Need to get these into the 1:35s consistently to be playing for the future. Oh, 1:35, 1:20, that's another good lap. A little bit of slide as we come into that corner. Right, we're 9 laps in. This will be the ultimately Mr. Nostra is going to take to the pits very soon. End of this lap or end of next lap. Too much slip maybe then. Just concentrating, folks, I apologise. On the gas in second gear, wanting that boost to push it on through. So let's have a recap then. Moving into lap 10, Mr. Nostra will be on his last lap before he pits. He's 8.9 seconds ahead of us. Mr. Breyer in second place is 0.9, so 1 second ahead. We're going to brake on the 150. There we have it. Mr. Fernandez, who is the lap time holder at the moment, 1:34.619. He's half a second almost quicker than me on his flying lap. Whoa, we slid it through there. That was rough and loose. I went for third early to see if I can keep with him here. He's just got the run on me there, hasn't he? Mr. Anostra has now gone to the pits. He's in. Need to spot that 150 flag. This is the overtaking opportunity. But he outbraked me. He was absolutely stunning onto those brakes. Well done. I'm not going to let him go. I'm going to keep him honest. Oh, he unnecessary slowed there. I've now got damage to my front wing. I know I'm quicker than him through there. That was my fault totally. I didn't expect him to brake. I was trying to run him hard. Never mind, no damage done. My front wing will come back very shortly. Just suffering a bit of washout. So my right hand tyres are looking worse than my front, and my lefts. My rears are marginally worse than my fronts, but we're good for tyres. Where are we on fuel? It looks like we're going to get just a little bit more than we're anticipating. Slid a bit into that corner. Whoa, a bit of running at the back end. Come on. He's just pulled away a little bit. So we're 18 seconds ahead of Mr. Fernandez. Mr. Miazano is behind him. Mr. Anistra, try and speak. Mr. Inostroza is back in 6th place. But the problem in this race is not the Porsche. The problem in this race is the Alpine. I didn't expect that. He's proper on it this race. I do love a good race. I think we all do. That's why we play this game. You don't find many like this, and this is why this race should have credits for payouts for every time that you race it, in my opinion only. I know it's a mission challenge and the first time out, but they're great to play. They're great racing, and if you're a racer, that's what you love. They got some things right in this game. But then again, we could also use the X-Bull and just win every race. Hey, you race the race how you want to race it. That's what it's about. So, Mr. Inostroza's up to... Oh, Mr. Brea's gone to the pits. He's got 64% of fuel. He's running medium tyres then. Damn. So he will be in the pits a lot less time than we will. But if he's pit stopping on the 13th lap, so he pits every 12 laps, we've got 14 left, so he's going to pit again when we pit next. So we'll be stationary a lot longer than he will be. But we will be fine, because he will have to pit again, I think. Yeah, he'll have to pit around lap 36, 2 laps before the end. We're just going to pit the once. So Mr. Inostroza's took that fastest lap back, a 1:33.864. And you'll notice I was looking at the times, not aware where I was going, and I nearly crashed it. What a knob end. However, we've got a 24-second lead over Mr. Miazano. Short shifting there. Let's allow these gears to run out. Come on. Mr. Inostroza up to 3rd. we need to pit well before he catches. Well, we need to be, not to let him pass us before we've pitted. He needs to pit again before we pit, which will happen because he's pitting in 6 laps time. It looks like we're going to pit on something like lap 26. I do like that little burble it makes on the overrun down to that corner. You can hear it popping and banging behind me. It's great. Good headset helps with that as well for 7.1 dynamic sound. Set a good lap here now. Not this one, but the next one. Mr. Miazano is just keeping ahead of Mr. Inestrosa, but I don't expect that to last long. We're 25 seconds out in front. Oh, I lost the back end. It slid. I'm going to get a penalty there half a second, which is not friendly, not nice. But the back end slid then. That's because the tyres are just starting to go. But we're only halfway through our lap, so I've got to just be on the cautious side. Penalty's going to be applied as we come to the end of this straight. So we're on lap 15, we've got 11 laps remaining. Pitting on lap 26. Lap 26 complete, I think there's the half-second penalty. I did actually put a 1:34.905 in. Well, that was a good lap then. I missed that completely. I wasn't seeing that. And have I just seen we've got a tail ender in front of us? I can see a lapper, yes. Blue flag soon. That'll be that little Suzuki Swift trundling round. You know, the problem is this long stint with no pit stop. I'm looking at my drink and I'm thinking I could do with a bit of that, especially while I'm talking, but that's my punishment. Broken past the 50% mark on the fuel. Oh, I might get another penalty for that. You just got to watch those white lines on the left hand side of that exit of that corner. You'll get a penalty if you put all 4 wheels on it. All 4 wheels over it. I can see another back marker. Those gear changes are decisive, aren't they? Clunk, clunk. It's not a clunk, it's a doo. It's awesome. I didn't change up to 6th. Looks like an Audi TT. So Mr. Inestrosa, he's made it into 2nd place now. Just keep an eye on there. He's 24 seconds behind us. 24 seconds back. And if he's running 2 seconds a lap quicker than us, because if we're running in the 35s and 6s, which I have been, it's going to take him 10 laps to catch us. So as long as we don't make any mistakes. Oh, did you see that? I said that and I changed down to second too early. And I got a penalty, and it's a bigger one this time. Just got to watch that. The changing down of gears locks the rear axle up, which, poor on my part, poor driving. Because that gives him another 2 seconds to catch us back. And I tempted fate, didn't I, by saying subject to no mistakes. Oh, dearie dear. So I've got 2 seconds worth of penalties, and if we're 2 seconds away from lap 38, I'll be proper gutted. Just going to delay the brake to the start of the red and white. It's alright, the TT is not behind us. Now gives a bit more fuel to run with. See if we can complete that extra lap. It's 21 seconds behind. Be a 38? Yeah, it's a 38. That's a shocker. So I can see him in front of me in a bit of a queue, but they're not overly a long way ahead of us. I can see why I made that mistake now. I try and leave it in fourth around that first corner, but occasionally I do drop it down to third, try and control the slide. And on that occasion I didn't. I changed it down to third, but I didn't think about it, and I just changed it to second where I'd normally change to third. So that's my problem, that's my fault. Got to fix that in my head. So the fuel load's getting really light. Tyres are down about 50%. That back right hand corner is just wearing. Just catching up to the Genesis with that stunning paint job. Mr. Inostra there, Inostroza, I call him Inostra, Mr. Z out, Inostroza. He is just holding that 21 seconds, so if he's going to pit next lap, Mr. Lim just holding a wider line to let me through. Well done, that young man. And oh, and he cuts into me. Dirty beast. I must have done a dirty to him last time round then. I'll take that one, sorry sir. I wonder if I could take that downhill in fourth. Possibly. So here we go, through onto lap 20. End of this lap, Mr. Inostroza will be taking to the pit lane. And if we're 20 seconds ahead of him, that is awesome sauce. We will be potentially 40 seconds ahead of him, because all they've got to do is charge his battery, and I don't know how they do that. But he's gone to the pits 1 lap early. So he's in. on 0 fuel, so he's been chasing us hard. I tried to take that downhill in 4th. That wasn't pleasant. It was quick though. Mr. Miazano's pitted. He was on 43% of fuel, so he's also running mediums or softs. Jesus Christ. No, he'd be running mediums. Getting a wavy flag. So this is lap 20 completed. We're 51 seconds ahead of Mr. Yamanaka. So we've almost gained a free pit stop on everybody. I don't know how long the pit stop will be. And I'm also not going to tempt fate by questioning, I wonder just how many laps we're going to get in. I haven't really been taking stock of who I've lapped up to this point. I know I've just passed the Porsche, but I generally can't remember what position he was in. I think we've only lapped 4 cars, so that would suggest 14th place. I think it's an 18-car race. Who else has gone to the pits then? That's Mr. Yamanaka and that's Mr. Brooks. 44%, 38 on hards. Oh. So what's that telling you then? They're pitting and just keeping the stationary time to a minimum, but they're running with all the extra fuel? Why would they do that? It's the scripting and the choreography for the race, isn't it? They're just running that way. It's not a level of intelligence. They're not doing anything particular. They've not burnt their tyres. So we're on to lap 22 and we've got 5 laps left to go. Tyres look like they're going to hold out. 20% fuel remaining. And that's a 136 lap. There was nothing particularly holding me up there. It was half a second quicker than the previous lap. The car does actually feel a wee bit slow. I'm guessing that is tyres, because it should be rapido on this level of fuel. I've got to stop messing around with trying different gears, haven't I? If I just go for it and try and set a fastest lap, try and genuinely be quick, what happens? 54-second lead. Mr. Beauvoir, the yellow Renault. Oh, I missed the apex there. Back end spun round. 55-second lead. Just building time for my pit stop, really. Feel I need to be faster than 36s. 36.129. That's all down to the tyres, I'm guessing. That's traction out of corners. Changed down to third and slid it round that corner. thankfully I didn't change down a gear too early. I thought about it. Just trying to get a time down into the 35s, just trying to get a bit of pace on and try and be quick before my pit stop. It'd be nice to get a minute gap before we pit in 3 laps time. Because we're lighter, the fuel should go a bit further, but I guess with tyre wear and the spinning, that wears off. Going for a drink. Got it in between gear changes. Gear change was a 135. That's better. Mr. Innestroza is back to second place, so he's fought his way back up already. But I think his job was made easy because people did pit stop. We're losing half a second in that first sector. But if we use all the fuel, we've got better quality tyres on a lesser amount of fuel, and then we'll run into the end of the race quickly. So Mr. Saswillow's just pitted. He's on hards at 41. There's 22 minutes left of the race. It's the first time I've looked up. Holy, oh dear, I hadn't thought about the time. 20 minutes left. So we're going to do 2 more laps after this one. The fuel light's just flashing. So we're going to have around about half a lap left as we pull into the pits. The car is very floaty. It's light because it hasn't got all that fuel in, but it's got the extra 200 kilos of ballast, doesn't it? So we're wearing the tyres a bit harder, but we're 54 seconds up. So at this point we're losing ground against Mr. Innestroza, but we know 5 laps after we've pitted, he's pitting. Oh, we've got a lapper in front of us. A little way up, there's a queue of them. Which is a shame because, well, in some respects it's not a shame because I was going to enjoy overtaking them, but with that, he's just started to pit. Mr. Fernandez is in. He was the old lap record holder. If we don't have to pass them, that means they're not going to hold us up. So, with that being the case, right, we're on to our last lap. You know, the more I think where we're losing time is the fact that I can brake later because I've got less fuel on, so the car weighs less, but I'm not doing it. I'm still braking at that 150 mark because it's a trust thing. I know we're not going to see the lap time for this lap because it's going to be affected by the pit-in, but ultimately it needs to be a quick one. We're only 52 seconds ahead of Mr. Inostroza. We're on lap 26. Right, we need 30, yeah, we need 12 laps of fuel. That's the basic maths that I'm going to do. 18 laps, 12 laps at 1 minute 30 is 18. And that's before a pit, so 12 laps of fuel will be enough. Here we go, into the pit lane. Here we go. Hard tyres, and we're taking 12 laps. I could actually take 11. Because this will be 27. Because that's 26 completed laps. Now I need 12. Take 12, don't be a knob. Come on, here we go, tyres are done. Stunning looking little car. Six. Mr. Inostroza is yet to go past. 9, 10, 11, 12. Mr. Inostroza has just he's 7 seconds back, so there's a 43-second pit. So Mr. Portilla in 17th. Mr. Breyer has pitted behind me. So what does that mean? That means he can't come past me because he's pitted. We're on the road. That means he's stationed where we're moving. So we're guaranteed second place at this point, if that is the case. But we also know Mr. Inostroza is going to pit. So with that being the case, we need to make some rapid laps. We've got brand new tyres, we've got 12 laps of fuel. He's 7 seconds behind us. And he's pitting in 3 laps. Absolutely awesome sauce. Back end just started to get squirrely then. I'm really punishing these tyres, but I'm not, because I'm 0.175 down on where we were. I could be quicker, and I know where that time is. It's in braking for T1. I can feel it. Thank you, Mr. Porsche man. He's 8.5 seconds behind us. To be honest, I'm not racing those guys anymore. I'm racing 38 laps. Just trying to make the car a bit nimble, sliding it a little bit through the corners, not oversteering it, but that I did that time. Oh dear. Tempted fate there with the talking about how my driving style was, but we seem to have survived any penalty, which is good. We need to get them down on the 1 minutes. We're about a quarter of a second off. I'm 100% sure I saw him brake then. Mr. Inostroza has just gone to the pits. He managed 9 laps again. No, he managed 10. He's done 10, 9, 10. I did a 1:34.987, that's good. That was the corner I messed up last lap. So we're 39 seconds ahead of Mr. Beauvoir, not Mr. Inostroza. This is Mr. Healy. Is he going to give us the gap? He is. What's my chances of consecutive 34s? What do you think? Do you think we've got 33s in this car? I don't know if we have. 8 laps remaining. That was a late break. Banking on the car being light. Burning this set of tyres up. Minutes left. That means we've got 6 laps. It'll be 37. That's absolutely heartbreaking. Such a shame. But that comes from the mistakes of the where we're dropping seconds in laps. But that's only part 2. Let's just keep going though. It's a part of my mantra. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Something could happen. .668 is my PB. We just did identical lap times to equal my PB. That's consistency. 3:34s. A triple lap going on and a single lap, and I've had to go slower from both. 3 wide. This will be a much slower lap. lappers to go on. Still chance for 34. One. .48 seconds ahead. Audi TT. I've probably gone a bit quiet pushing. Down to 47 seconds. So is he catching like an absolute gem? He shouldn't be catching me, not by that much. I've got 5 laps of fuel left. There's only 6:43 left, which tells me there's like 3 laps, which is a heartbreaker. Not going quick enough. Ah, man alive. Probably took it too early in the too easy early parts of the race. Really needed to keep my foot in it and make the car move. Just getting past the back marker cost me half a second there. What we're coming up behind here is this skyline. Looks like it, R34 maybe, can't tell at this distance. Yeah, we're not going to get fastest lap in, which is a dying shame. That skyline's pulling away. We took the best of the tyres though, I think, with some 134s. Mr. Fernandez. Get out the way, boy. Oh. That was my wife just sneaking in, scaring the living bejeebers out of me. Oh dear. That did frighten me. I wonder where that was, what that was. Oh, we've run it wide. Oh, I haven't saved the time penalty. Oh my. We'll find out. Looks like we're only going to get 2 laps in after this one. We might only get the 37th lap. I'd like the 38th, but it doesn't look like we're going to do it. You don't know though. I'm going to push the braking limits as far as I can. We've got good tyres, we're low on fuel. We've got enough fuel to do that extra lap and quickly. We just need this dude to clear the way. He didn't hold us up. Any holding up is being done by ourselves. If anybody wants to try this setup and this car, I can. Oh, that's a time penalty. It's got to be. Blew that out wide. As I was saying, if anybody wants to try this car, it's an absolute gem to drive. For rear-wheel drive with, we didn't get a penalty. Oh, with rear-wheel drive and one traction control, it's not easy, but it's smooth. It doesn't mess about. Folks, look at that time. This has got to be an absolute flyer. Got to be an absolute gem of a lap. And he messes the first corner up. What an absolute cheese wedge. I don't need any back markers giving me interference here if I'm going to get that extra lap. It's a bloody Bugatti, get out my way. I've never had to run the last lap. You know what I said earlier about just keeping the hammer down? That's the fastest ever second split. It's on this run now, it's on this acceleration. "19 seconds, 18. Oh, here we go. Will I get lap 38? Pressure. Change gear. 8, 7, 6, 5. We've done it. We threw in a 1:47.7, almost a PB at the end there. The timer runs out. I changed down one gear too many, but it doesn't matter. It's done. We've achieved what we wanted to achieve. Oh, I can just back it off a wee bit. Nobody else will complete any more laps. This is a lap of victory for ourselves. An improvement on previous laps. Setting a record, which for me is awesome. And you too can do it, guys. It's a good little car. It's a good setup. It's very drivable. You can go faster if you can drive without TC. I just need to make sure I can get across the line on the traction, because I mustn't forget, got to go uphill, and I don't know what happens when you run out of fuel. We don't have to race it. So I put in almost a killer lap on that last lap, that penultimate lap, a 1:47.707, which just says it all, really. Everybody else is finishing in front of me, which is how it should be. 0.4 through the finish, and there it is, coming up the hill, 6th gear, through the line to take the win, and a new record. Happy days. So there it is, a one-stop race. And a 101.33.772. Everybody else a lap down. We double lapped everybody up to 11th place. And with that being the case, we'll skip the replay. And hopefully, we should have gone to the top of our friends list. No, we're one lap. We didn't beat Iceman. Well done, Iceman. Well done. He's in the Italia 458 GR4. But Alex, I know you're a frequent commentator on the comments. Give that a whirl, mate. Get yourself up to 38 laps. And with that, folks, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And I'll get on with posting this. And thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, folks. Adios.